Hey, welcome tea friends, my name is Simone, I'm a tea taster at Chaming, and today we are going to make a very special tea tasting, a green tea tasting. I have two wonderful great green teas here, a Gyokuro from Japan and a Long Jing from China. You can see those green teas are really different, and we will see while we brew and smell and taste that the smell and taste is also quite different. So let's start. First I want to remind you that please use filtered water when brewing green tea. It just tastes better. It will be less bitter. Also it looks much more clearer. Then please use around 2 grams of tea for 200 milliliters. In the case of Gyokuro, like you will see later, I already prepared 6 grams. Because Gyokuro is a very delicate tea, we want to taste a little bit more today. What else is important is that you brew no longer than 3 minutes for green tea. So this one is a Gyokuro. It comes from the Uji region near Kyoto. And this is also the birthplace of green tea in Japan. The Gyokuro has a history spanning to the 19th century, and it is used in tea ceremonies or if you have guests at home. The Long Jing is very famous in China. It's also used in tea ceremonies in China, and it's from the Zhejiang province in eastern China. It's a coastal region, and this region is very beautiful. It has a great landscape. This Long Jing is from the West Lake area. Perhaps you heard about it. It's very famous. It's a UNESCO World Heritage. And this region is also very good for growing tea. There is sun, there is mist, they have mountains, there's a very fertile soil. So this is the product from all these terroir. And what is special about, so here in the Long Jing you have this specialty of this balance of sunlight and mist. And you don't have this in the case of Gyokuro. That's why, in the case of Gyokuro, the farmers put a shading mats or some other forms of shading on top of the bushes, and the tea bushes won't have that much sunlight for 20 days before harvesting. That's why the Gyokuro is so green in color, is that it has a lot of chlorophyll and also a lot less tannins, which makes this tea really sweet. We will see this when tasting. So it's time to taste. I put 6 grams in here for 200 milliliters for the Gyokuro and 2 grams of Long Jing here. We will have 60 degrees for the Gyokuro. I hope the water is already ready, and then we will taste those wonderful teas. I'm already really looking forward to those really special aromas. So let's make some 60 degrees for the Gyokuro. So while we are waiting for the water to heat, the Gyokuro is called Jade Dew in English, and the Long Jing Dragon Well. It's good to know because in some tea shops you will have those names. Water is ready. I take the timer for 3 minutes. Let's put 3 minutes for the Gyokuro. And let's go. Like 200 milliliters. Great. And I cover it with a lid to keep the heat inside. And for the Long Jing, I'm going to take some 80 degrees. The Gyokuro is already brewing. It looks really green, perhaps you can see it. You're brewing. Wonderful. I'm really looking forward to tasting this tea. These wonderful double-walled glasses. I always love drinking green tea from double-walled glasses. You can just appreciate the color more. So 80 degrees. Let's go, Long Jing. Same amount of water here. Great. Let's cover the Long Jing. And here you can already see the different color. The green was really fast extracted out of the Gyokuro. Here at the Long Jing, it just takes a little bit longer. So Gyokuro is steamed. Long Jing is pan-fired to stop oxidation. That's the most important difference between Japanese and Chinese green teas. Let's do this. Right here. Also here. We have Long Jing. So can you see the colors? Can you see the difference in those colors? Isn't it amazing? It's the same product, it's both green teas. And here we have the Gyokuro from Japan, and this is the Long Jing from China. And we can see a bright, real green, just like grass. And here this is clearer than the Gyokuro, but more of a pale yellowish green. I can't wait to drink those teas. Let's get the last drops of this precious green teas out of this. So those two teas are the most prized and most precious teas in Japan or China. We can take a look at the leaves. The wet leaves is already always really nice to see. Also the wet leaves, that's the Gyokuro. Can you see this wonderful green color? Did you know you can even eat those? Just put them in a little soy sauce and it's delicious. But don't forget to brew your Gyokuro a second time before eating them, for like 30 seconds more, and increase the heat a little bit. So I'm going to put those at the side for later. I'm going to brew those again when the camera is off. And this is the Long Jing. I'm going to show you the wet leaves. Look at this. Well, they're all cut up here. Perhaps I just show you the leaves in the lid. Look at this. Now you can see this gray sword like tea leaves. This is because of the pan firing process. They are very flat and you can see the yellow color. In contrast, I'm going to show you in contrast again. So this is the color of the Gyokuro, that's the color of the liquid of the Long Jing, and I'm going to show you the two teas together. So focus. That's the Long Jing, that's the Gyokuro, and they are both quite different. This is both classified as green tea, but can you see it? It's just not the same. Also, if I smell those leaves, this is really umami rich, and this nutty and sweet, and this is very complex, a very complex Gyokuro. Let's put this aside from later. We are done with water. So now it's time to smell those both teas. I'm going first, I want to smell the Gyokuro first. It's very sweet, very rich, very complex. I can smell a lot of different things. How about Long Jing? This is roasty, this is nutty. It's because of the roasting, of the pan firing process of the Long Jing processing. And if you can, perhaps you can see the Gyokuro is not clear. It's like, it's green, but you cannot see my thumb, you can't see my hands, you can't see my face. Well, look at this. You can see parts of my face, you can see my hands. This is clear. That's the Long Jing, and that's the Gyokuro. That's not clear. And now, the best part, I'm going to try those two teas. So, first a sip of a Gyokuro. Explosion of umami. Very rich and very sweet, complex. I can't describe it. The first second of the sip completely tastes different than the last sip. Now, Long Jing. I love this Gyokuro. So what's that? And it's still very hot, but because this was 80 degrees, this 60 degrees. I got a aftertaste from the Gyokuro still in my mouth, so I need a second sip. Yeah, very sweet, also very sweet, but very subtle, just in a very subtle kind. And we have some nutty aromas, nutty, and there's a wonderful balance of this sweetness, fresh vegetal notes, but it's also very mild, it's a very mild, it's a gentle tea. This tea is explosion. You drink it and you have it in your mouth, you have it everywhere. You drink it, you taste it, you feel it in your mouth. It's a very good mouthfeel, very thick. You have it everywhere. You feel it in your head. You smell it here, up here in your nose. It's very long. The taste range is very long in your mouth. I'm going to taste this tea. I'm going to smell like this tea tomorrow morning. I'm going to dream about this tea. And this tea, the mouthfeel is very different from the Long Jing. Very gentle. Not this explosive, very gentle. Let me take another sip. The sweetness. Also, this tea is really complex. It starts very gentle. Then your second impression is a nuttiness. It's like roasting, nutty aromas, and then it ends with a real smooth sweetness in your mouth. Great tea. I love this Long Jing. So these are both classified as green teas. But can you see the difference? It's just two different drinks. It tastes different, it looks different, it smells different. It has a different influence on your body, on your feelings, on your alertness. So it's still a very gentle tea, but like an explosion in the beginning, a very gentle taste, a long aftertaste. I would describe this Gyokuro as a walk at the sea. It smells a little bit like the sea, but then you have this wine. And this Long Jing from China, I would describe this as a spring afternoon in the garden, very gentle. You have this wonderful sweetness from the flowers. Also really great tea. And remember, when you brew your next cup of tea, that it's kind of an art to produce this. So I hope you like this video. Thank you for watching. Please like the video, and I hope to see you next time. Have fun brewing your teas.